What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Dan Rourke. Dan, how are we doing today?
Well, Pat, we have another candidate for worst loss of the year. 10-2 loss against the Mariners on Thursday. Not good, dude, but I'll tell you this. I'm in a very chatty mood here. I'm ready to converse. I'm ready to talk some Yanks. So, with that said, I'm doing good, man. Happy to be here. How are you?
Yeah, no, I'm good. This is one of those episodes where I feel like we both have a lot of energy and we both have a lot in our minds. So, bro, if you're watching right now, buckle in, strap in, because it's gonna be a good
And
one.
I'm cozy as hell, bro. I mean,
I
I've
like
worn
the
it
robe.
before, so I won't overhype it too much. But my FOCO robe, shout out to them, code Yankees Avenue, 15% off. I'm feeling good today. Feeling good. And in the end, we did win the series. So it's not total end of the world or nothing. And our first series win since Judge went down, which
Yeah,
is a nice
you,
feeling, Pat.
you,
First two
you,
games were fun. I mean, I really enjoyed those first two games. And I'll say this. This is my main comment to the Yankees. Not even the Yankees, but the fans. The energy at the stadium this series was awesome. Didn't you feel that? Loud as hell from the second they started playing
well, you know why?
in game one. What?
Oh no, I was gonna say because we gave away tickets for
Oh,
uh
we
for game
did.
three, so that we had our peeps and yeah, okay,
No. Game three, they went today?
yeah.
No, you're kidding, bro. The first ticket, guys,
No,
the first ticket giveaway we did this year was the Johnny Brito Twins game. Remember that?
no,
Oh, Joey
it's
Gallo's big return. I don't think he ended up playing. And
no,
then
it's
the
bad.
Yankees ended up losing 10-0 that game, too. Wow, we got shit, guys. Don't even enter no more. And
No, don't say you shouldn't have even mentioned that because now people, you know what? We're giving people good experience. Like it's a game they'll always remember, right?
yeah,
Okay.
let's talk some fucking Yanks, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm cursing already, dude. That one lady,
Yes.
Christina, is really going to be after me,
Do you
which
remember
I
her
feel bad
name?
about. I don't know if it's Christina, but she comes off like a Christina. And I
Shout
feel
out to
bad. She's like, my
Christina.
kids watch the show, which I really appreciate. But also, like, we're just talking some baseball here. It's not like church.
Okay,
Let
well,
me live. And let's talk some Yanks, Pat.
this is the holy grail of Yankees universe. But let's get right to topic number one. Dan, let's talk about Hal Steinbrenner a little bit. He made one of those like yearly appearances on the Michael K show where he kind of goes on there and just spews the same nonsense that he always does. But I guess we kind of like evaluate it, maybe look at some quotes that maybe caught our attention the most. I'll let you start things off. What stood out to you the most from this Hal Steinbrenner Michael K show interview?
All right. First of all, I actually, hot take maybe, I think Hal Steinbrenner is likable. I do. And I don't think there's anything in this interview that, for the most part, upset me. Besides, he did say they're not working on any City Connect jerseys, which, to be honest, with the ones that have came out this year across MLB, maybe that's a good thing because I feel like they're looking worse and worse. But no, listening to Hal Steinbrenner, I actually feel like he's telling the truth in a lot of the things he said. As for a quote that stood out to me the most, I'd say this one, assuming it is true, assuming he sticks to his word. He said this. I would say that if we march in the playoffs with 90% of our intended team that we expected to be on the field every day, 90%, and we don't perform well in the playoffs, I'm going to start asking tough questions then. And that was his response to Kay asking, or Don actually, who was really good in doubling down and really like forcing as much as possible the answers out of Hal that he could. He was asking him, why do you say championship or bust, yet, you give Brian Cashman a 4-year deal after constant failure, this, and that. Him saying that this year, with the caveat that they're healthy. So who even knows if this comes true because the Yankees probably aren't going to be healthy. But pretty much implied that if things once again don't work out under this regime, then yeah, he might start asking some questions. Maybe we see some changes. He said it though, Pat. I understand you're not buying into that, but he did say it. So let's say that does happen. The Yankees get bounced again by the Astros or whoever. Don't make it to the World Series. Don't win a World Series. Another failure of a season. Hal's put this out there now that if this happens again, we go in and we fail. He's got, I mean, he didn't say make changes, but he just start asking some hard questions. Not saying like that means firing Brian Cashman, but I don't know, dude. Like, is Boone's job safe? Which doesn't even matter to me. You guys know how I feel. I think Cashman is the issue here. That's why I'm pretty nice towards Hal. I'm pretty fair towards Aaron Boone, who they both have their issues for sure. Hal's being the fact that he keeps this marriage going for so long. But in the end, the issue is Brian Cashman. And just like the slight sense that maybe we're getting towards some sort of accountability regarding his role or like regarding his position. Like, I don't know. That to me is what stood out the most.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't listen to the interview. Like, obviously, I had an opportunity to do so, but I just didn't want to because I felt like it would have been a waste of my time. And just by reading the quotes, it feels like the same exact thing that we see every year, right? No one's kind of taking accountability for anything. No fingers kind of feel like they're being pointed around. It's like that Spider-Man meme, right? Where it's like, yo, pointing fingers at everybody else besides myself. And I'm looking at it, and it just doesn't feel like how it feels like Hal Steinbrenner's main concern is kind of like following in his father's footsteps. but not carrying on the winning tradition, right? Like it feels to me that like if they don't win a World Series at all, like he still feels confident that they're putting out a winning baseball team every single season. It just feels like the injuries thing, like that feels so whack to me, bro. Because I look at the Yankees last postseason, right? What injuries were really halting them from being the best possible team that they could be?
I know
What was it?
it was the Yankees weren't good enough to beat the Astros last year. I don't think there were injuries. I mean, Matt Carpenter, he essentially was still hurt going into October because he didn't face any real pitching, so he was useless. Andrew Benintendi, if we had him, that would have been huge. Frankie Montas, him not being around, that's a big blow. And DJ, if you had a healthy DJ, I've been saying this. I'm not saying we would have won. If you give me all those guys healthy, I think we at least have a series against Houston. But it wasn't like that can't be your excuse every single year. And that's the one thing to be concerned about with this quote is that he is giving that caveat of like, if we're healthy. And with the Yankees track record, like, can you really expect to be healthy? Do you hear that cop outside?
Yes, no, but that's exactly what I'm saying, right? And that's why I look at this as kind of like an easy cop out every single season. And I hate using the injuries excuse because if you build a baseball team strong enough, bro, you should be able to deal with any one of your players going down and still being able to compete for a World Series if you're built strong enough, right? I look at the 2021 Atlanta Braves, bro. They lost their best player in Ronald Acuna Jr. and they still won the World Series. And I know like Aaron Judge means more to the Yankees than Acuna to the Braves, sure. But I'm still looking at this team and I'm still being like, yo, Aaron Judge goes down. That does not mean that you turn into a minor league ball club for the next 5 or 6 weeks until he comes back. I think that it's shameful. And I think that the fact that Hal Steinbrenner can sit there on the Michael K show and be like, yo, it's only June. I don't understand why everybody's so upset. That bothers me. It really bothers me, bro, because it just shows that he doesn't understand what we understand. And we understand that every single game of the season matters the same, whether if it's April 14th or it's September 14th, right? So even though the Yankees are still technically in a playoff spot right now, and we still have a long way to go until the season's over, the fact that they're struggling, it still doesn't like make me feel any better that it's only June.
You're making me tear up, Pat. This is really hitting home. My eyes are so dry. I apologize. But listen, I do think Hal cares, though. And as for an excuse, what excuse does he really need to make? That's the thing to me, in part, why I defend him with these interviews. Because also, it's nice that he does speak. Some owners we've seen a lot, they don't even come on. And Hal does speak. Like, at least a couple times a year, you'll see him come on and do spots like this. But also, there is nothing to... Like, it's not like Hal has to make excuses because he's not going anywhere. He can't get fired. He owns the team. The issue is more so...
No, he's making excuses for Cashman because he doesn't want to have to fire him.
I mean, we're now getting to that point where it would be like so blatantly irresponsible to keep Cashman around, assuming we don't win the World Series this year if that doesn't happen, that now it's a kind of crunch time where something has to happen. Because if this keeps going on, Yankees don't win, Cashman keeps getting brought back, nothing changes, then, like, regardless of what anybody else says or even I say, what?
They just signed him to a 4-year extension.
No, I understand. And you could argue we're already at that point. I feel that we're already at that point. But soon it's going to become like obvious that, all right, they're just buddy. He's like a member of the house of the Steinbrenner family, Brian Cashman. And I feel like there's a larger uproar to come if Cashman still stays around. Like, I think we're just getting to the head of this is kind of my point. But also what I was going to say is if I were to criticize Hal on the topic of not caring enough, which I think he does care, it's that I could see how this is enough for him. Like, you have a kick at the can every single year. You have a chance. Ratings are good. Fans are still filling the seats. And that's something else he pointed out, which unfortunately is technically a valid point. He's like, well, if the fans are upset, they usually show that in not coming to the ballpark, which they still are. The Yankees have the highest average attendance in baseball right now. I'm not saying that's a good reason, but he's not wrong. Like, what is he going to notice? Because he also mentioned, I don't listen to sports talk radio. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't read Twitter. So essentially all he can really judge off in terms of fans being happy is asses in the seats. And there are asses in the seats, Pat. So I'm just saying, like,
it's such a lame excuse though, because
hold on. I'm saying
they're the New York Yankees though.
I'm not even providing an argument like against necessarily what you're saying. I'm saying if I had a criticism of Hal is that maybe he is content with just making the playoffs, having a chance at winning the World Series. And that's why I do wish we had kind of a blend of a more, not conservative Hal, but like he's a little more, well-tempered than George was, but also to have that burning desire, a little bit of a mix. I think if Hal had a little bit more in that, I think he'd be the perfect owner, to be honest, because he is good in a lot of ways. I've said this a lot, but in the end, why is it Brian Cashman's fault? Because $290 million should be enough to make a good-ass fucking roster, one that doesn't totally sink without Aaron Judge. And
Yeah,
he hasn't
no,
made that. So, like,
it's
I think Hal is better, or not as much of a problem as people say he is. There are flaws, though. This interview, though, I didn't have a problem with. I really
no,
didn't. I didn't come out of this hating Hal. I came out of it saying, like, this dude cares. This dude puts money into the team, yet he also maybe is a little bit too close with Brian Cashman, which is
and I
something we
think
already
that's
knew.
what it
So I
is.
guess what you're
Yeah.
saying is true, because it's like, what do you really get out of this interview? It's nothing new. I understand if you didn't watch it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's
it's
all my
it's the same
thoughts.
thing as usual. That's what it feels like. And what it really comes down to is like I'm just annoyed because he's just sticking with Cashman through thick and through thin. And at some point the clock has to run out. You know what I mean? Like it feels like one of those hourglasses and the sand is just never leaving the top, bro. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get into topic number 2. Let's talk about Domingo German a little bit. He got lit up for his second straight start on Thursday night against the Mariners. Gave up what did it even come out to? 9 earned runs when it was all said and done?
It was a so 3 1/3, 8 earned runs in
8
against
earned runs.
Seattle Thursday night, coming off a 7 earned run outing in Fenway last week. So two
Yeah.
back-to-back horrible starts.
And which is super disappointing, right? Because we kind of just assumed that Boston one was a random
Outlier.
outlier clunker. Uh comes up and he does the same exact thing on Thursday, arguably looks worse. And we're talking about a guy who we were looking as the Yankees number 2, right? Especially with Sevy struggles, Rodon being out, Nestor being out. We were looking at Domingo German as their solidified number 2. He was great through the first part of the season. Now he's struggling. Are you worried?
Actually, no, I'm not worried. Definitely not worried. I'll say it's unfortunate in terms of his season because he's done a total 180 now. You look at his ERA, whereas 2 weeks ago, entering that Boston start, he was sitting with a 3.49 ERA, a .99 WHIP. 2 weeks later, his ERA is skyrocketed to 5, over 5, 5.10, and the WHIP is up to 1.18. So I'm kind of bummed for his season. As for German in the future, I mean, one, I think he might just be tipping pitches because when you're giving up, when you look as good as he did in the 6 or 7 starts prior to these two, and then come out and give up clunkers like 8 runs, 7 runs, like that kind of raised my eyes. Like you do much just be tipping pitches. But no, I mean, the curveball is just the issue. I mean, his curveball was totally flat tonight. And I'm not just going to all of a sudden assume that Domingo German lost his curveball. That's his bread and butter. I mean, that's the one thing he usually always has. And he just hasn't had it over the last couple of weeks. So I assume he'll be able to get that back. Yeah, it's nuts because, dude, to kind of get over to cope with a Sevy, when Sevy, I mean, he still is, we're in the middle of it, but Sevy being bad and thinking about a potential playoff rotation, I'm like, all right, the initial thought was you'd go Cole, Rodon, Sevy. All right, maybe you go Cole, Rodon, German. Thing looks a little bit different now, but no, long term, I'm not worried about German. And in the end, he's still supposed to be our number 5. So
Yes. Yes. And that's exactly the point I was going to make, right? Like, I'm, I mean, I'm a little bit worried, right? Like, how can you kind of like come off 2 starts like that, and not be a little bit worried? But what I'm looking at is the bigger picture here. And I'm like, yo, Domingo German's our number 5. I don't think he's as good as the guy that he showed to us, like through his first, I don't know, 8 starts of the season, let's say it was. Um,
not this
I
bad
think that
though.
no, there's some sort of middle ground, right? And I think that middle ground could be like a 4 to 4.5 ERA, and that's exactly what you look at from your number 4 or 5 starter. So I do think at some point, like we're gonna see Domingo even out, whether he is tipping pitches or whatever it is. Hopefully they find out soon, at least until Rodon comes back, at least until Nestor comes back, because the Yankees really need like another starting pitcher. Because right now it feels like we have Garrett Cole, and that's about it, right? And by the way, huge shout out to Garrett Cole. I guess since like we're talking about this thing, his
Yeah.
performance on Tuesday night with like the whole finger waggle and all that, dude, and even the post game, bro, we had like another classic Cole moment where he's like, he was wagging his finger at me, so I wagged it back at him. He's
Yeah.
just continuing to prove this season that he is worth every dollar the Yankees signed him for, and he's carrying the Yankees rotation once again, right? And I think it's so huge when you look at everyone else in the rotation going down with injuries or struggling or whatever the case may be, to have Garrett Cole step in there every 5th day and give the Yankees a quality start. You know that he's going to be healthy. You know that he's going to be on the mound. You can't put into words how much he means to this franchise and how important he is to the current day New York Yankees.
Dude, I mean, you look at the roster as a whole. Cole is one of the few players, potentially like the only player that really stands out right now with Judge being down, that you can look at And I don't say feel proud of the effort, but he's the one dude that always answers the bell, always is there, makes every single start. You look at him and you're kind of proud that he wears the pinstripes. You
Yeah.
see him out there, and like that represents to me what I always imagine a Yankee is. Like you think of a 90s Yankee, like Cole fits that bill perfectly. Now, I love that finger wagging. I thought it was perfect.
Great.
And optics wise, I think it just makes Cole look even more badass, and he's embraced his dad's side even further. Somebody posted like, that trend going around Twitter today. It's like, what's the biggest downgrade of all time? And then somebody posted, which I think you agree with, Houston Cole, Yankee Cole. And like, I guess I get it in terms of, he did look a little more badass back then, but no, I fully embrace this side of Cole where, I mean, we've talked about it a lot in the show. He just gone full like dad mode, and that little finger pointing, even like the little face he was doing it while doing that, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of pitchers walking off the mound doing cool shit, Domingo German, Thursday night, dude, I understand that's your thing that you do, but you cannot be walking off the Yankee Stadium mound after giving up 8 runs and doing this to the crowd. Because this is what Domingo always does. He walks to start. It's like a same way some people do, like a, shoot to the heavens, whatever it is. Like he does which is his thing, but you got to have a little bit of feel sometimes, bro. I'm not like, I understand the sentiment behind it. You do it every single start, so there's a consistency behind it. I get it. But sometimes you got to have a little bit of feel, Domingo. That was bad.
No, it was a really bad look, and it reminded me exactly of, I think it was Pedro Strop back in the day when he did like the thing after blowing the game. Bob Costas is like, he's looking up to the heavens because that was an atrocious. It was
I've
exactly
had my
like
criticisms of Bob Costas. That might be the funniest fucking line I've ever heard a play-by-play guy do. I'm gonna put it in the. I always get mad at myself later for doing this, and I actually have to do it. I'm gonna put the full clip in this show because it is hilarious. If you haven't heard this before, take a listen.
No. Mott is on his way in. Strop is on his way out, pointing toward the heavens. We can only ask or wonder that he is asking some departed relative for forgiveness for this atrocious performance.
You should put Domingo and then put the voiceover over Domingo.
All right, dude. It's like we're recording at 10:45. How late do you want me to be up? God damn.
No, but overall, horrible look for Domingo. And let me just say one more thing about Cole, bro. After that thing on Tuesday, I bought myself a Cole jersey.
I have the. Did you really?
Yeah, it's the button down navy blue one.
Dude, the back page of the post was so.
Oh, I saw you post it. It's so dope. Wags to riches.
We love that.
So great.
Dude, you know what I've been getting into a lot lately? The New York Post just made me think of it. I tweeted it out. I'm watching Seinfeld for the first time.
I saw you tweet about that.
Dude, I'm obsessed, bro. I might as well be part of the laughing track because every 5 seconds, dude, I'm howling at the television. George Costanza or whatever, funniest dude I've ever encountered on television. I like Seinfeld too. I like Elaine. All the I don't want to go on too much about this, but I'm a big fan of Seinfeld. And I'll say this one last thing. There's something about 90s New York in television and film. It just comes across to me and hits. I love it. Let's just finish real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I just finished The Sopranos. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that. People also recommend like How I Met Your Mother. I mean,
I've seen that as well. Great show. Yeah.
Let's do real quick. We gotta breeze through some of these topics. We're bullshit a lot.
But I saw a couple people comment like last up. They're like, "Ooh, the long episode."
Yes, you can't cater to the 10% on either side. You got to cater to. Chris Rose said this today. The generic 80%.
Yeah, well, look at who's taking their time now. How about that?
Oh, sorry.
Before we get into topic number 3, let's give a huge shout out to our sponsor, FOCO. Use code Yankees Avenue at checkout. Save 15% off your order, bro. You get this nifty windbreaker. It's been a little chilly lately. Just throw that on. You'll be nice and warm. You get this Judge pin. Throw it on a hat. Throw it on a shirt. Throw it on a jersey.
Or a bobblehead. A nice-ass bobblehead. I mean, I showed this one off a lot. They got new ones as well. Not going to put the hat on because I haven't noticed I'm having a pretty good hair day. I mean, it looks all right, doesn't it? Straw hat, I mean, it's good for the summertime. And let's go with these 68-degree days in June. It was the first day of summer the other day on Wednesday. And now it's only 68 degrees. Unbelievable. I need to go to the beach. And when I do, I'm going to get myself one of these. Use code YANKSAV. No. Use code Yankees Avenue. Spell it out fully. 15% off. Ain't that right, Pat?
Yeah. But, bro, the beach sucks. Like, if you gladly go to the beach, like, you're a psychopath. Just saying.
I love the beach. Big fan.
Yeah, let's get into topic number.
I'm getting a boat soon. I'm going to have a boat by the All-Star break.
What?
Yeah. I'm looking at one for $2,900. Might be a little beater boat, but it's going to be my boat.
Isn't a boat like the worst investment you could make?
I don't know, dude. Doing my taxes for the first time in 3 years on Monday.
Yeah, that I don't even know if you should be.
Oh no, my computer battery's dying. This brings back bad memories to the show.
Roll that clip. But yo, let's get into topic number 3. Dan, Josh Donaldson's offensive struggles remain. And, Yes Network, they did that thing where they turn up the booze a little bit when he messes up. He had a horrible defensive play on Thursday night as well. And it's kind of frustrating, right? Because I know both of us were super welcoming of him with open
Yeah.
arms both times coming into the season and also coming back from the IL. He looked decent coming back from the IL, but he's completely fallen off the face of the earth. And I think we kind of have to realize he's going to be DFA'd soon. No.
Yeah, without question. Now, so Thursday marked his 152nd game as a Yankee. So we're looking at basically a full year sample size. He's batted 212 with a 297 on base. He has hit 21 homers, but a 381 slugging overall. That's a 93 OPS plus Josh Donaldson has since becoming a Yankee. And we saw them do it with Hicks earlier in the year, which actually was even more money. It was over 3 more years, I guess, including this one. It was, anyways, about 25 million they cut on Aaron Hicks. Donaldson, including his buyout, right now is still owed about like 17 or 18 million dollars, give or take. They did to Hicks, they can do it to him. And also, let's not forget, 2016, August 12th, the Yankees released Alex Rodriguez, who was also making right around $25 million that year. And at that time, probably was like 10 or 12 left, probably similar to what Donaldson's will be if in a month or so.
4 home runs away from 700.
Right. They did it to Alex Rodriguez on a team, mind you, that was going nowhere. At least so they thought. I mean, they pretty much were giving up on the year. It was right after they sold at the trade deadline. They released A-Rod 10 days later on a non-competitive team. You can do it to A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, the greatest third baseman in Yankee history. You could certainly do it to Josh Donaldson. And I say that quite confidently, knowing they will. If he keeps playing this way, people just say, oh, the Yankees aren't going to make the right decision. They're not going to do that. Like, why change? No, they have shown in the past they would do it. And also, it's just a no-brainer. Come the trade deadline, I'll say, I'll make the date August 12th, actually, just to be in cohesion with A-Rod's release. By August 12th, 2023, Josh Donaldson will not be a Yankee, assuming he doesn't fucking, pick things up all of a sudden. But assuming he keeps on this pace, that's a very safe bet, I think. By beginning of August, he's gone.
Yeah, I think it happens before that. You look at Peraza raking in AAA, right? He can obviously play third base. And one thing that bothers me, I think Cashman said this actually. He was asked why Peraza is still kind of rotten in AAA. He said he's working on his development, which I think is just an insane thing to say, especially because, bro, you had him starting ALCS games last year. And now all of a sudden, we're seeing a wide open hole in the Yankees infield and he's working on development. Insane thing to say just to kind of cope with the fact that you're stuck with Donaldson. But yeah, you're looking at DJ struggle in there. You're looking at Donaldson struggle there. The Yankees need a fresh fit at third base. Not really sure if there's anything open in the trade market. So I think before the All-Star break, I would like to see Peraza come up and replace Donaldson. I don't see him turning around anytime soon. The Yankees still have hope that he does. One thing that I do want to address as far as third base goes, I think we might be on different pages with this, but IKF came in for Josh Donaldson, third base, right? Bro, he comes into pitch afterwards. Everyone is having such a good old dandy time, bro. Everyone's laughing in the dugout. I never curse on this show. Fuck that, bro. The fact that everyone in the Yankees dugout's having a blast, bro. People on Twitter having a blast. Then he hits a home run in the 9th inning. Everyone's like, oh my God, he's Babe Ruth, he's Ohtani. Fuck that, bro. When you're losing 10-0 to the Seattle Mariners, I don't want to see anybody having fun, dude. And that's just me being a killer of joy when the Yankees are losing. But I hate, you look at it from a perspective of a Derek Jeter or a Kobe Bryant or something, bro, they would never be having a blast like that when their team is getting absolutely killed. I'm sorry.
I am 1,000% with you, and I respect your vibe here in terms of the Yankee team. People on Twitter, and I'm one of them myself. I tweeted on Yankees Ave Instagram when IKF at the homer. I did make a comment that they call Shohei Ohtani a unicorn with question marks, and IKF just threw a scoreless inning relief, hit a 2-run shot. Thought it was pretty cool. As for the Yankees, I wasn't a fan either of seeing them cracking smiles like the score was reversed, like they were up 10-2. Yeah. That's what it did kind of get those vibes, and it was like, yo, you're having too much of a good time here. But also, in the end, it's just another game in June. They won 2 out of 3, move on to the next one. And I'm pleased actually the game finished that way. Maybe that's why I came onto this show with a little more chippier spirits or happier spirits, because it was fun. I did find it enjoyable myself. But I respect your vibes, Pat.
But yeah, let's get.
We're very similar in that regard.
I'm actually surprised though. I thought you would have kind of taken it the other direction, but
no. I mean, you lost 10-2. It's that's not funny.
Yeah. Topic number 4, Dan. I'll talk about the outfield a little bit. Jake Bauers, Billy McKinney, they're both playing pretty well. I saw someone was really cherry picking stats. I think players with like for at least 40 plate appearances. Billy McKinney's like ranked 4th in OPS, right behind Aaron Judge or something.
Narratives, yo.
Dude, insane. But yeah, no, Billy McKinney's been a pleasant surprise. Jake Bauers, a little bit more of a sample size. He's been a pleasant surprise as well. Are you comfortable with these two guys having roles off the bench on a potential postseason roster? And also, let me just say, I think it's insane that we have to say like potential postseason roster, but that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I put that in there just to be kind of fair, but also I'm quite confident the Yankees will make the playoffs. With that said, Bauers, yes. Left-handed bat off the bench, can start at DH against righties when Stanton plays the outfield, which we did see for the first time on Thursday night. He played right field. I don't think he got a hit, though. Didn't look much better at the plate. Not worried about him. He'll click in. But no, dude, OPS over 800, 6 homers, left-handed bat in Yankee Stadium off the bench. I think it makes sense. McKinney, he's been good. He's been really good. 3 homers, 3 doubles, a triple. OPS, I think, like flirting with 1 dot. And he actually, out of all the Yankee call-ups, he has like the most competent defense. He's technically +4 defensive runs saved for his career. So I'm comfortable with the idea of him being like the Yankees' 4th outfielder, although in his case, I'd rather them upgrade. Whereas Bauers, I'm real comfortable with the idea of just him off the bench, platoon as a kind of like a DH with Stanton, just as long as you don't really put him too much out there in the outfield and he's just strictly there for his bat, that's fine. Willie Calhoun doesn't have a place in this roster, by the way, because you have to pick between one of those two. You can't have the same exact player in Bauers and Willie, just DHs that are left-handed, and one of them is hitting better than Willie. As in Bauers is hitting better than Willie Calhoun. There's a bug on my wall. Let me kill him real quick. Dead.
No, don't kill it. What?
No, he's gone. He's like in the next world, bro. He's like those people on that submarine. R.I.P.
No, you can't say that.
What? All right, no, forgive me.
That.
Let the people decide, and I apologize. I'm not cutting it. I do feel bad for the 19-year-old. I feel bad for all of them. I really do.
Dude, it's horrible.
No, it's terrible, but also it's almost like natural selection. Are you an idiot? It's dumb. I know. I feel bad for them. Like I do. I'm not cutting this, bro. People roast me in the comments. I'm sorry. I feel horrible. I do. But also, I think they're stupid. I love the Titanic bat. I would almost go down there myself, but for $250,000, bro, and some jank-ass submarine that was like, for the most part, built out of like scrap poles and crap, controlled by a video game controller. I mean, I feel bad for the 19-year-old kid because he actually begged not to go, and then his dad was like, "Come on for Father's Day." Yeah, there's someone I feel bad for. It's him. I just think people in that are dumb. Anyways, RIP. How did I get to that point? Bug, wall, smush.
Wait, but
okay.
No, I mean, okay, we could have like an entire conversation about this, but like just because someone makes like a bad decision or like something that you wouldn't do, like I don't think that it means like you laugh about their death. Like it doesn't mean that they deserve to die.
That's a fair take. No, that's a fair take. I'll evaluate
because bro, at the end of the day, like these are human beings, and like
which I didn't say I was happy about their death. I just made light of it with a bug smushing joke. But I apologize. Okay. No, I don't. Fuck you. Stop trying to make me feel like a bad person. Just kidding.
Okay.
No, Pat, let me finish my Yankee point, okay? Which was, we were talking about Jake Bauers, Billy McKinney. I don't even remember where I was going with this, so hopefully I made a good one. Pick it up.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I agree. I think that Jake Bauers has been a great fit for the Yankees. I think Billy McKinney, where he threw me all off course with this.
Hey, I think we're covering all bases in this episode, bro. We really are. We got to talk about your first pitch coming up soon, too. I think dude, I'm cool with Bauers is pretty cemented on my roster going forward. I think he's a part of the 2023 Yankees. McKinney, I'm like, for now, maybe comfortable with him going as a 4th outfielder into October. But I would like to upgrade. That's my thoughts. We should move on because this show's going to be so long.
Yeah. Topic number 5. Dan, let's talk about one Yankee prospect having a great year in the minor leagues that you are excited about.
All righty. So I'll be quick with this one, but I'm going with Spencer Jones, the Yankees' first-round pick from last year. You may all probably know him as the left-handed Aaron Judge because he's 6'7", but bats from the left side. Drafted out of Vanderbilt. He's already 22 years old. A year younger than me, a year and 12 days. Born on May 12th, 2001. He's going off this year, dude. And he actually got off to a great start to his professional career last year. 344 average, 963 OPS, 25 games. Picking up this year in high A, 280 average, 519 slugging, 857 OPS, 10 homers already. And dude, the fact that he's a college draft pick, first rounder, we could see this dude sooner rather than later. I mean, if he continues to hit well and then gets promoted to Double-A, whether by the end of this year or even the start of next year, I think there's a world where it's reasonable to think like Spencer Jones could flirt with a roster spot come the end of next season. And this dude, we were kind of talking about it a little bit on the show. He has star written all over him. Good looking dude. He's
Very good looking
tall.
dude.
He has just that look about him. I think you said it before, like the it factor. Getting a little ahead of myself on a prospect, I understand, but he seems like somebody that would thrive in New York. And the
Yes.
skills are obviously all there. I'm not a scout, but everything I read it says very highly of him. So that combined with the good looks, Spencer Jones, I mean, that's kind of Broadway. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, right? He reminds me, this is what we said last year when the Yankees drafted him. It's like a left-handed Aaron Judge. And when I
Never
look at
said it.
Spencer Jones, like we said, like very attractive dude. Like he just seems like he has that it factor. I'd love to see him like
There was a little
have
sparkle in your eyes when you said that.
no, dude, he's
Ooh.
bro, he's a good looking dude. But I'd like to see an interview to kind of see if he has like that charisma about him too, because it feels like a lot of these times with the Yankees prospects, like they don't really have that like it factor, right? Like, don't get me wrong, bro. Anthony Volpe's cool, but like nothing about him like screams charisma. I
Judge
love
has it now,
prospects.
though.
Judge has it now, and even when he came up a little bit, he was still like, bro, you're 6'7", like you're gonna be
Oh,
cool.
I just mean even speaking of the media, like I think actually this is so random. Sorry to cut you off. The moment I saw, I'll put in the video B-roll here too. I'm giving myself a lot of work tonight. The moment I knew Aaron Judge was going to be like a star in New York, Yankees home opener 2017. Remember Michael Pineda threw like 7 innings or whatever, like 7 perfect innings or something like that. It was a good Yankee win. Judge hits a home run, is looking good. This is like a day or two after he had a game tire in Baltimore in the 9th inning. And they asked him about the home run and his performance, what it was like to do all that in Yankee Stadium. And it was the first time I noticed him deflect onto his teammates like Jeter.
You said before the game, it might be emotional. This is your first opening day. What do you take away from today?
The takeaways are Pineda's a heck of a pitcher.
And he was like, the takeaways are Pineda's a hell of a pitcher. And I'll put in the B-roll. It was the way he said it, bro. I got a little like flutter in my chest. I was like, oh, no, we might have something here. We might have something here. So
Yeah. No, it's
Judge
nice to have a
you're right,
prospect.
though. He's kind of like one of the rare ones. We don't, because I'm not even pan out, bro. You got to be confident to be like, to have charisma, I feel like. So what ones can really, like Volpe, I feel like once Volpe has his shit down, knock on wood, like he'll be a star.
I just don't want to get canceled again. I
Oh,
can say anything. Yeah.
oh, good, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I think he has an ugly smile. That's what you said.
No, I don't get like confident charisma vibes from Anthony Volpe. Like I get like little toddler who like falls around on the baseball. Like bro, he falls down.
Imagine
like,
us, bro, Yankee Stadium trying to hit in front of 50,000 fans. You think how would we react?
bro. In my post game, I'd act confident. I would.
Act confident. Would you be confident?
Sure.
Although they can be just as good. They can be just.
Yeah. Who cares?
Are we gonna make an official announcement that this show's now an hour long, or?
Fuck you.
I mean, no, bro, it's my
no.
fault as much as yours, probably. I mean, like we're in it now, though. So, guys, I hope you enjoy this long ass episode of the Yankees Avenue Show.
Can I give my prospect?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'd like to
Whoa!
go. What?
Is there a little attitude there, Pat?
No. Let me go with. I was gonna go Dominguez, but I feel like it's such an easy route. Like, let's go with the number 1 prospect. No, let's go Austin Wells. First of all, great mustache. Also, bro, beautiful left-handed bat. I think that he will rake in Yankee Stadium. I think the only question mark with him, also, I think he has that little charisma about him, right? Like we talk about it factor, we talk about personality. He has personality. He has like that fun aura to him, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that the only question with him is like whether he stays a catcher, whether he moves to first base, whether he moves to a corner outfield spot, but regardless, his MLB ETA is 2023. I think that his bat can bring him to the major leagues as soon as this year. I think it's only a matter of time of like figuring out where he's gonna play.
Yeah, no, former first round pick, having a good year this year. He let's see, OPS 806, has how many home runs? 10 home runs in 42 games. So, yeah, man, the dude can hit. I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been promoted to AAA yet. He's still sitting in Somerset at AA. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited about him. A lot of what I read is that he translates more sort of like a corner outfielder. All I really care about is the bat. But shit, dude, I mean, if you could get him to be serviceable enough behind home plate, which Carlos Rodon, who just pitched to him, was like raving about the guy. Said he received very well and he liked throwing to him. It's so huge. As we saw in the good moments with Gary, having an offensive catcher, and then this one can be competent behind the plate. I'm not trying to roast Gary or nothing, but just it's a very big advantage. So if they could get that out of Wells, a catcher that hits, that'd be huge. I had a little bit of beef with him. Do you remember that?
With Austin. Oh yeah, because you said he was traded from Matt Olson.
Well,
No.
actually, an accurate report by me. But so at that time, there was a rumor going around that Austin Wells was headlining a trade for Matt Olson, who was still with the A's at the time. And I caught wind from actually a very reliable source. I won't name his name. Typical journalist shit, I know. That, and in hindsight, what I know is that Austin Wells was informed that he'd been traded by somebody, and he took it as the truth. So he was under the impression that he was actually being traded. And I guess what he thought was, yes, for Matt Olson, because that was the rumor at the time, like circulating all over Yankees Twitter, was actually a thing. And then, so, mixed with that, which was an accurate thing, I knew Austin Wells was like under the impression at that moment he was being traded with, maybe being a little bit caught in the fire of like, we're about to get Matt Olson. I'm hyped. Like, there's correlating reports. This makes sense. I'm hearing this, which I know is true. So I kind of put it out there. I think maybe that like, true. Oh, no, really? Yeah, I know. Matt Olson isn't a Yankee, Pat. I think we know that now. But anyways, so I said like, Austin Wells has been informed fucking being traded, blah, blah, blah. Not like a reporter way, but just like in a Dan way, but I did put it out there. And then he DM'd me, he's like, who's your source? That's not true. Tell them they're bullshitting, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, but that's the it factor I'm talking about, though. Just saying.
I'll probably never say a bad thing about him because I think he hates me. So I'm rooting for you, bro, Austin Wells. Hey, you're throwing the first pitch out Saturday. Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I am. Very excited. Hopefully, Austin Wells is catching it. I guess, bro, let me know in the comments. Ball or strike. I think I'm throwing 90 miles an hour right down the middle.
Of course you are. I was saying this to you ahead of the show. I'd be more nervous about like tripping out on the mound or something like that rather than because in the end, it's like you could be the most nervous dude of all time. But say you get in your car, you're walking up to your car, you're nervous. You sit down in your car, you know how to drive. It kind of just clicks in your head. The second you feel that baseball on the mound, no matter how nervous you are, you're throwing a baseball. You're gonna be fine. Fire that shit right down the middle. Do it from the mound, just like George Bush. Don't bounce.
No, in front of the mound, actually.
Oh, really? Well, if they make you do that, then okay, then you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But just fire a strike, bro. You got this. You're gonna get on video, right?
Of course.
Oh, good. Very good. Do you have a topic 6?
No,
what, bro. Did my submarine comment like throw you off or something? What's wrong? I said I'm sorry. Nothing. You look like you're like conniving against me or something.
No. I'm just.
Is there
something
I don't know going on?
No, I'm thinking about how long this episode is.
Oh no, we're in it now, bro. I mean, it's probably.
All right. So topic number 6. Let's talk about Dan's tax evasion.
Stop. Honestly, dude, this episode may not come out till after I visit H&R Block on Monday. But all right, I guess we'll get out of here then, dude. I thought it was a hell of an episode, though. We went a little bit long, but I had a good time. Still won 2 out of 3 against the Mariners. Sure. And then we got Texas coming to town, man.
Big series.
Good team, man. Be nice if DJ could figure his shit out. Rizzo almost went deep today. I mean, shout out to that fan for not. Man, you usually are okay with going longer on episodes.
What?
Nothing.
No, I think no. What else you want to talk about?
I am kind of just rambling at this point because I'm having such a good time. I do have a problem.
Okay, if you want to do another topic, we do another topic.
No more topics, dude. And it's funny too. Ahead of the show, I was also like, I want to be very compact and concise with my thoughts today.
That's how you started things off, man.
Hey, let's get out of here, right? You got anything else?
Appeal to 80% of the audience, not 10%.
Well, that was just a little combination of worlds because Chris Rose told us that today. Me and Trevor Plouffe.
Is Chris Rose on the Yankees Avenue Show?
Whoa, do not disrespect.
Yeah,
Chris
I didn't
Rose.
think so.
The Yankees Avenue Show doesn't exist without Chris Rose.
Did I say
Don't ever. Do not ever disrespect Chris Rose.
No one did. I'm just asking.
He's like a father to me.
Is he on this show though?
Do not. He might as well be. So. Maybe I'll get a new host.
By the way, speaking of, okay, bro, replace me, bro. Get rid of me, dude. I don't care.
No,
but I will say to end things off, I want to give a huge shout out to my best friend, Dan Allen Rourke.
Yeah, shout out to you too, Pat. You are my best friend. I actually like a loss like this tonight, 10-2. There's one person I want to speak to, and it's you, and it makes me feel better. The Yankees Avenue Show. This might as well be therapy, bro. I've been looking at that lately too. Help me quit my Diet Coke. You can get like hypnotherapy or something. Like, do not drink any more Diet Coke. Do not hit the vape. And all of a sudden you're like, fuck Diet Coke.
Okay.
Let's get out of here, bro. I'll see you guys next time. You guys know where the socials are. You hear them every episode. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's going like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting